This is one of the most practical and useful automations I've ever built for myself. I've got a blank chat here. I need to water my plants. Remind me to put the plants back up here in the corner of my office. I also need to clean the office. Great, there we go. Clean the office pops up in the Google Sheet. Can you remember that my friend Tyler is coming to visit in 3 weeks? I've got a client named John. Very amazing way to organize things you need to remember, keep track of stuff. Obviously, I use this one all the time just to remember certain things if I'm building something. What's up? My name's Kirk. I run a school community called Digital Automation Diagram, where I teach people how to build cool automations just like this. We talk a lot about how to build really cool stuff, and we get into what is actually selling and what automations are being built that actually make money. I only started learning AI automation last year. It's been 1 year. I started in May 2024, and I've already scaled my AI automation business to $10,000 per month, working whenever I feel like it, as casually as I can, and setting my own schedule and traveling. It is definitely a life-changing experience to be able to work for myself in this way. Now, this is going to be a very small showcase of what this automation can actually do. You can turn this tool into a SaaS product and start selling it right away. We're using this as a to-do list, as a reminder tool. We can use it as a tool to remember details about clients. You can store information about your clients and send off highly customized, highly personable messages to your clients based on the memories and the records that you're keeping and storing in this record keeper tool. In fact, I'm missing my poor plants over here in the corner of my office. It was time to prune them and change them out, and today was the day that my tool actually reminded me that I need to do that. Missing my plants over here in the corner of my office, but for intelligent reasons, right? If you're just getting into AI automation, or you're already established as an agency making money with AI automation, there are tons of resources out there to follow and to learn from, and honestly, all of them are very good. There are tons of school communities popping up. School, I think, is still the best place to really learn, to grow your business, and in fact, get into and be a part of with your own community to network and grow and build a community around what you are doing. So I highly recommend joining a school community if you haven't done so already. What I offer in my community, I just love teaching. It's where I fit into all of this stuff. I do lots of step-by-step breakdowns. We have one-on-one calls, and I walk you through step-by-step how to do stuff. We work on things you're struggling on, and that is where I fit into the piece of all of this AI automation stuff. Whether you're just learning, you're a very beginner learning this stuff, or you're already an AI agency wanting to scale and grow your business, or you work for another business that's needing to implement AI automation into it, then I highly recommend joining a school community. Doesn't have to be mine, but ours is a growing community. It's very tight-knit, meaning I can spend a lot of personal time helping you grow, helping you build. We can ask questions and really get to the issues you're facing in your automations, or come up with cool ideas and start working together right away. We are all here to learn this stuff and start a business and grow and make online money and live the perfect life we've always imagined. So I am focused on helping you get there. I'm doing it. I make my own schedule, and I would not trade what I do for any other corporate 9-to-5 job I've ever had by far. Let's jump into it. Let's do it together. And we'll start off showcasing this very simple automation you can build right away and start utilizing the benefits of AI automation. Today, we're going to run through this automation right here. This is probably the most practical, the most useful tool I've ever built for myself. Right away, guys, if you want to see a step-by-step tutorial on how to build this automation from scratch, definitely let me know in the comments. If I have enough people commenting on this video, that motivates me to record a full step-by-step tutorial for you guys. So what is happening here? We are going to trigger a Telegram trigger node. The message is going to get sent to a switch node. The switch node is going to determine whether that message is a text message or an audio message. If we come down the text route, it gets sent to the get text edit fields node. If we come down the audio route, we'll get the audio file and transcribe the audio into text using the OpenAI transcribe node here. Send that on to get our input text, right? Then we come into the agent prompts. Now, the way I have this agent set up, we're using OpenAI for the LLM. You can use any LLM you want. And for the memory, we're just using simple memory here for basic conversational context. Now, the tool here is the MCP client tool. I built this very simple MCP server. This is based off the example in my previous video showing the benefits of using an MCP server. So this one in particular is very simple for the purposes of this video demo. But I have a couple tools coming off the MCP server. One to get records from Google Sheet, insert records, and this one here is to delete records. I'm going to go ahead and just rename this one Clear Record. Great. So my very simple MCP server built right here. This is being triggered from this MCP client. Everything is connected up in there. And then we've got the message coming back to Telegram from the AI agent. So let's take a look at the agent prompts here. I'll just open this up and we'll come into the system message and take a look at how I'm prompting my agent. So I've got the prompts actually sectioned and portioned out into the previous node. We'll take a look at that in a second, but we have the basic setup right here. Your role, you are an intelligent assistant designed to analyze requests, core capabilities, context awareness, the current date and time is now, and you should consider context and timing when answering questions. Great, so let's take a look at the actual prompts that are mapped in here. I'm gonna exit out of the agent and come back into my agent prompts node right here. So we've got three main prompts. We've got the tool use, the data handling, and the behavior for the AI agent. So I'll just expand out the tool use prompt. You can take a look at that. Just explaining how we're going to use the tools in the MCP server, right? So we've got the Google Sheets memory handling. You interact with these three tools in an MCP server to manage memory. We have the insert record tool. Call this tool to insert records, get records, and clear records. Now, the pro tip on writing prompts for your AI agents, writing prompts in general, is to write the prompt as if you're explaining to someone as basic and simply as you can. Explain to someone what they need to do. I need you to pick up this cell phone and move it over here. Over here is right next to my laptop where I can see any message reminders. Okay, so having that clear action and a sort of clear context of why are we doing this action. Now the why, just as an example right here, we have this line, saved information, help answer user questions or generate contextually aware responses. So we're giving it the why. Why is it actually doing this? That little line is helpful because the way these models work is via context. It needs to know, it needs to understand what you're requesting. Write out your prompts as instructions to a human as simply as you can. Then copy that entire prompt, drop it into ChatGPT or whatever LLM you want and say, this is my prompt. How can we make this better? What can we add? And that will give you these highly compatible prompts for use in your agent. Another line I like to use when prompt engineering is this prompt is for an n8n AI agent, right? And then the LLM will create that prompt kind of geared specifically towards how those agents or how prompts need to be fashioned. Okay, so that is the tool use prompt. For data handling, similar thing here. We just have a very simple paragraph for context. In fact, I can separate this out so that we can read it. This ensures you retrieve contextually relevant data, check for duplicates before inserting new data, just giving it the context on how it's going to be handling the data. There we go. So that is the data handling prompt. Let's take a look at the behavior prompt. Clarification before action if a user request is unclear. Behavior guidelines, be professional, be sweet, friendly, stuff like that. So I'm editing this as we go just to make it more visually appealing to me as I'm reading it. But adding this white space and this line breaks to the actual prompt does not matter to the AI agent. That is how I structure out the prompts, just organizationally and chunking out the entire prompt into an agent prompts edit fields node. Then back into the memory agent, I link up those three sections to the system message in the actual AI agent. Cool. Then again, we're getting the text from the get text edit fields node, this one right here. Everything is all connected up. So let's actually run this and see how it flows through. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Let's jump over to my Google Sheet. We can see nothing is in my Google Sheet. Now for this next part, I'll just be on my phone recording some messages to interact with the agent. Cool. We've got a blank chat here. I'm using an instance of my personal assistant, Isla, for the Telegram bot. So I'm just going to start up the bot and we'll watch it start up. So it looks like you might be trying to start with a new interaction. Let's get to it. So I'm going to add some things to this list here. Let's start with some to-do list items. I need to water my plants. And there we go. Right away, we've got some great interaction here. Isla is asking, would you like me to remind you with a specific time or store this information for future reference? So already that prompt is working out, asking questions to get some of that context back. So I'll type in here to make sure the text function is working. Want this to be added as a to-do list item. So let's test out the text function. The voice is working. And there we go. In Google Sheets, we've got that first item popping up in here, water plants. That is my to-do list item. Great. So I'm going to add some more things. I need another to-do list item. Remind me to put the plants back up here in the corner of my office. Agent will respond back, and the agent is keeping a list live in Telegram with what we've got so far, and we can see that popping up in the record keeper Google Sheet. Cool. I also need to clean the office. Great, there we go. Clean the office pops up in the Google Sheet, and we've still got that running list in the Telegram chat live with the bot. So we've got some to-do list items we have to remember. Let's remember now some other items. We'll say something like, can you remember that my friend Tyler is coming to visit in 3 weeks? There we go. We've still got our updated to-do list live in Telegram, and we've got Tyler is coming to visit in 3 weeks. Let's add some work-related information here. I've got a client named John. There we go. Client named John popping up. Very good. Can you remember some things about my client, John? He is looking for an automation to streamline bookings, and we've got that popping up in there. So I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to close down my Telegram window. You guys get the idea, but let's add a few more. I'm just going to give it some other information. Can you remember my name is Kirk? I run a school community called Digital Automation Diagram. The DAD community, Digital Automation Diagram, teaches people how to build really amazing workflows and streamline their business with automation. There we go. The DAD community teaches people how to build amazing workflows. Cool. So now let's actually utilize the AI a little bit more. We have our to-do list items, we have our client items, and we have some personal information. Obviously, you can see how this can just start expanding out with all kinds of things that you want to remember. What I'm going to do now is have it filter out some information. So I'm going to say, can you look up and get my to-do list items? Now it's going to check the entire database here. We can add some filtering. We could add all kinds of query elements to get exactly what is needed. So I'll pop this up on screen here. I sent this voice message and it came back with my to-do list items and the rest of my items. So I just prompted it saying, just reply with the to-do list. And there we go. Here are your current to-do list items that match the records in the Google Sheet. Great. So again, you can see all of this is live on my phone. We're doing this right now together. Let's do another one here. Can you get me just the client information I have stored? So we got 2 items stored. Client name is John. John is looking for an automation to streamline bookings. And there we go. Comes back nice and neat. John is looking for an automation to streamline bookings. So one more test here. This is going to test the last node in that Google Sheets MCP server. I have finished watering the plants. Can you delete that item? And there we go. Water the plants. You saw that one pop out of there just like that. And we got the message back. I have successfully deleted the item water plants from your to-do list. Very amazing way to organize things you need to remember, keep track of stuff. Obviously, I use this one all the time just to remember certain things. If I'm building something, I'll just take notes with my phone. I need this, I need that, remember this, remember that, and then compile everything. So there are hundreds, maybe thousands of use cases for this particular automation and what this thing can do. If you guys like this video and want to see a full step-by-step build out of this automation, please let me know in the comments. The more people I get commenting on wanting to see this step-by-step tutorial. Obviously, the more incentive I have to actually record that and get that out for you guys. So please let me know in the comments if you want to see a step-by-step tutorial on building this one from scratch, start to finish. And as always, you can jump into my Skool community. Once you join the community, you'll have access to all of my templates, all of my workflows available to download for free. I'll have this one in there available to download for free. Once you join the community, you'll be able to jump in and snag all of my automations, chat with the group, have one-on-one calls with me to figure stuff out, build stuff together. It is a great starting point for learning AI automation. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Guys, as always, I really appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you in the Skool group, and I'll see you in the next video.